that's what we're doing right now. Even though there's another truck on the other side of that truck that needs to be worked on. So real quick, I'm going to attempt to replace this shifter stock. Oh, Alice and her fancy schmancy stuff. Reason being is these shifter stocks and these Endurant transmissions like to fail. Now, they're not like the XY shifter in the Ultra Shifts. These are a little bit cheaper, but these are a national back order. Luckily, we called Peterbilt and they had one in stock in Sparks, and we drove up on Saturday and got one. But these are hard to find. Now, this truck threw a code for it. It was an intermediate code, so it wasn't like a hard code, but that is your sign, you know. Tiny also did one. Now, there's a guy in Dallas, Texas, I believe it's Dallas, that rebuilds these. But I ended up just going to get a new one, and then we'll send this one out to get rebuilt, and then we'll put that one in Tiny eventually when that's up and going, and the one in Tiny will go out and get rebuilt, and we'll have a spare. Because this is the common failure point on these Endurant transmissions. So we're going to have to take this column apart. So we want to gain access to here. This sits in here like so, and it just pops in with clips. And then this is our fuse box cover that pops out. You see this guy that owned this truck prior had a big old hairy dog in here or something. We have two Phillips screws, and here and one's right here, so we can take this steering column cover off. So I'm gonna undo those and then pull this panel out, and that should gain us access to the connector on the shifter. Now, when we're doing this, before we start disconnecting anything, you want to hold your horses. I lied. There's another screw right there. So you got one here, again, here, and then we got another one right there. So we're going to take that guy out too, and then our panel should just come out. And this should give us a lot more access to stuff underneath here for the connector for the shifter. Holy crap, look at all this. Damn, dude. So I had to take the little center panel out. It just pops out because there's two more screws. This thing won't come out. Two more screws right there and there. So you just stick your fingers underneath here and pry this out. It comes out fairly easily. I'm gonna have to vacuum this out. That's disgusting. Can't imagine how hairy this dog must have been. Holy crap, man. Pretty bad. All right, so we got our two bolts out. And mind you guys, I'm no expert because I've never taken this apart on this truck, so you're working with me as we go along. But now our panel is all loose, as you see. So it looks like press down your gas pedal and then kind of need two hands. So yeah, push down on your gas pedal. And the problem with it is it's got to clear this freaking steering wheel underneath there, so we don't want to break it. Yep, that's the brake going off. There we go. Ha! Look at all that, man. That's disgusting. That's just gross. Yeah, we need to vacuum all this out. That's not cool. Set that over there for now. And this is our connector we're after, I believe. One of these guys. Or is it this one up there? That's this blue one. So that's our connector. I think so. Let's look at ours. Yep. As you see, that's our connector we're after. So we're going to unclip all these wires, clip all these zip ties off. But the next thing that I'm going to do, which I believe is crucial, is disconnect the negative on the battery, because we don't want anything happening with this TCM or who knows what if we unplug that. I don't think anything will happen, but just for good measure, we're going to disconnect the negative on the batteries, which is a 9/16. And we're going to get a pair of dikes and we're going to cut all the zip ties off of there. And we're going to get the vacuum cleaner on a fancy after we get this guy put back together. And I mean put back together, I mean the shifter. When we put it back in, we're going to vacuum all this crap out. It's Fancy's got a nice vacuum cleaner. Although Alice might too. I'll have to go ask her. Look at this. It's gross. Hey, look at that. It's just disgusting. I don't know how the hell they get it all in there. This must have been a very bushy freaking dog, man. But here's your gas pedal, brake. Here's room for your clutch pedal, if you want to put a clutch in it. Alright, let's go get some dikes and disconnect these batteries and let's get this thing out of here. Alright, so we got our batteries disconnected and now we're in here with the long ratchet. And we're undoing this screw back there. How do I get it out? Yeah. It's easier than trying to get that out. I'm hoping it'll just fall out and I can grab it down there somewhere. And that's exactly what happened. So now we have some zip ties here we need to cut. That we will replace at a later time. Probably. No, we will. Zip ties. Zip ties ain't that expensive. Because we got another one down there. Right down there. Our shifter's loose, as you can see. So, I'm going to get that last zip tie, and then we'll get that connector. I don't know. I didn't know you swear like that, though. Holy crap.
I know you're recording. What is that, though?
Is it a cow? Sounds like the air's letting out of it.
What, though?
Maybe it's a mating call. Sounds like Jeff's maybe doing something. I don't know. So we got one more zip tie over here we're going to cut. Now our shifter, all that is apart. So now we're gonna attempt to undo our shifter. There we go. And she's free. This is the weirdest noise.
I know, it sounds like something relieving pressure might like want to explode or something.
Is it like calling the cows over? I don't know, but they sure are curious. Sounds like a freaking big old balloon. Alright, last screw here. The only problem is this bottom cover, likely for the best installation purposes, should get removed. But because there's two screws that hold it, okay? Here and here. And this bottom one's a pain to get to. So I was able to get in there with an extension and a screwdriver. But putting it back in might be trickier than taking it out. But taking this out is really tricky because the screws are right here and you can't even get to them. So there's our old shifter.
Did he show you all that dog hair? Oh, so yucky.
Did you explain to people like what code throws this and stuff?
Yes, it's code it's SPN 751, and what it will say is gear selector it'll say transmission, like in a wrong gear or something like that, and it'll throw a J1939 code too. So usually 3 codes, but the 751, when it throws a 751, you know it's this. And you want to zip tie all your cables here after you're done so they're not flopping around. But now we're going to put our shifter like so, and we're going to attempt to put our bolt in it, which is underneath here. And this is the tricky part, because to remove this bottom column, as you can see, the screws are facing up, so you almost would have to drop the whole column, which is like 6 bolts that bolted to the firewall. But I feel you could, hang on, let me blow this dog hair out of the way. You come in here and you do the bottom one first. Put your screwdriver on and get her started. So you don't have to remove this bottom panel. And we're tight. Snug it up. This doesn't need to be stupid tight, just tight enough. Now get your top bolt. Put that in. Now the rest is a lot easier. Now you're just plugging some stuff in and plugging a connector in and zip tying some wires, and that's pretty much it. So see this little access hole? There's just enough room in there to stick a screwdriver. Now you don't want to, what I suggest is, if you're going to replace it, is you use a socket with a screwdriver bit in it. This is a 1/4 inch and an extension like a 1/4 inch, because it gets in there a lot better. And to have this stay, put something in there like, I don't know, silicone or something, so your bit doesn't fall out. You can see it. If not, shine a little flashlight in there and just snug it up, and that's it. And we'll tuck our little dog hair shield out of the way. Now we'll zip tie some of these wires up here. Perfect. Just like me. Okay, now all we gotta do is plug her in down there and put the top cover on, zip tie some more stuff out of the way, and should be done. That's great.
We're in no way sponsored by Pepsi.
I don't know, the dog hair. Go out there. Ah, it's in my shoe. Alright, so now we're going to get our connector here. We're going to attempt to put it in the right way. So it goes in like this. There's only one way you can do it. I think that's in. Yeah, that's in. There's only one way you can do it. So now I'm gonna hook the batteries back up. Now we're gonna turn the key on and make sure that this stock is recognized. Yeah, it's normal. Even though it's a ground, sometimes they'll do that. Tighten them all up, make sure they're all tight. Man, these like to loosen up. All right, that's good. Yep. Yep. Stop engine immediately. Do not run. I'm not running it.
Why would it say all that?
Because I had it in gear. Let's fire it up. I have 2 reverse gears.
I have 2. Why?
Because they all have 2 reverse gears.
I don't remember ever seeing that before. How do you make it do the 2?
You gotta shift it manually, like you shift manually.
Oh, I never knew that. So, I wonder which speed I was in bumping dogs. Maybe it has a lower speed.
You were in first.
Oh, so the other option is a higher speed then?
Yes. Should I test drive it and make sure it's all good? It seems to be. Jakes. Max. It all works. When you pull it down, you see it says max.
Yeah.
Then we'll downshift the truck too. Seems good to me. Put it all back together. Well, I mean, vacuum it out.
Either you're stronger than me or that's been well stretched since I first installed it. It was hard the first time I put it on.
Well, you work something just enough, it'll eventually stretch itself out.
Probably. We're going to test drive this truck and make sure everything ships good.
I want to make sure it's all good so we don't have no surprises.
I'm sure we'll have surprises of something.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
No.
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. I've been on the flex since flex on.